Good morning, folks. Welcome back to Three's In. Bobo here. So, I just love being in touch with my sixth sense. It intrigues me at times. So the other day, I was thinking of Gregg. I don't know why, he just walked through my mind. And Gregg worked for me back in 84, 85 time frame, and we just formed a friendship that has just survived all these years, and I am really grateful for it. At any rate, I get up this morning, and there was a text, and I opened it up, a picture of Gregg and his new grandson and his wife, and a note that said, "Have time to talk?" Well, of course I do. So I gave Gregg a call, and we began chatting about his new grandson. And of course, it eventually gets down to our charts, our medical charts. We go over an inventory of what's going on with us and get that taken care of. And then we got talking about the dining in and Robin Olds, and oh my God, I tell you what a blast it was to talk with them this morning. Coming back to the dining ins here for a moment, 1985 I think it was. Gregg was Mr. Vice for the POW dining in we had, and it was deluxe. It was probably one of the best dining ins. Very well organized, very well controlled. It just came off essentially without a hitch, and just a lot of fun. We got to laughing about how back in the day we would have the dining in and then break up around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then head downstairs to the Auger Inn, and that's when it really got going. And oh my God, I don't think I could survive one of those today. Today, the last dining in I attended, it was essentially all over about 8:30, quarter to 9. But in 85, 83, 84, we would drink till about midnight, a little bit beyond, and then go home and recharge our batteries up to about maybe 70%, I suppose, and then hit the golf course and play 18 holes of golf with the POWs. No way in the world could I do that today, nor would I want to. I'm good with 8:30, 9 o'clock today. Then we got to talk a little bit about Robin Olds and how Robin was telling a story about leading a four-ship down in the weeds on some kind of a mission. And like Gregg and I both have mentioned, Robin was quite an animated individual. When he told a story, you were sitting right there with him. And Gregg said, I did not hear this, but Gregg shared it with me. He said Robin said it was flying. They were down so low, going so fast. He said about the only thing he could see was the nose cone, or just see over the nose cone of the aircraft because of the vapor that was around him. And that was a phenomenon of flying low in Southeast Asia in those days. But I got to thinking about that. Those guys that flew over there. Now, I've explained it, or I've described it as kind of a hole in my soul because I wasn't able to fly in that with those guys. But I know what they endured, and God, I would have loved to have been with them. But to be in that environment, down in the weeds, at 500-600 knots, just ingressing into a target or so forth. There's nothing like it. There was nothing like it. It didn't happen in World War II, didn't happen in Korea, and really I don't think it's happened much since Vietnam, because we've developed GPS weapons, laser weapons and so forth, standoff weapons. So they don't have to get down there in a knife fight with the Gomers anymore. They can release weapons from 50, 60 miles away in a lot of cases. Maybe even further, I don't know. But we tell these stories, and I just sit and listen to Gregg and I chatter, and I just feel nothing but admiration for those fellows. Good Lord, they are heroes to be admired. So we talked about that a little bit. We talked about a couple personalities that we knew and laughed about them and so forth. And then Gregg said, "You know, Bob, I like watching your your videos because it gives me pause to go back and think about things I haven't thought about in years. Well, he hit the nail on the head. That's one of the purposes of this channel, is to jog your memory and give you a couple moments in this crazy world we live in to go back and think, how wonderful we had it back in the day. And we certainly did. And then Gregg asked me, he said, have you ever explored much with having guests on your channel? Well, I'd love to. I know you got stories just as well as I do, and I'd love to hear them, and I'd love to present a platform for you to share them, but I'm not sure how to do that yet. I had a couple folks offer to lead me through it. Maybe I'll take them up on it here going forward. Find out what we can do. It's kind of like 3 Zen. You tell a story, it reminds me of something. I tell a story, it reminds somebody else of something, and then it gets to flowing. I'd love to be able to create that type of an environment if I can. So I'll look into that a little bit more as we go forward and see what I can come up with. To me, there's nothing like hearing your story firsthand. That is just magic, I guess. So I think I've kind of rambled on here enough to get started this morning. Good to see everybody. I've had a couple guys inquire about ordering merch, and I've seen some merch sales going up. I just don't know why I'm not comfortable with pushing it, but I do have these hats with base gear stop, a T38 and a final turn, and different colors and so forth. They're pretty nice hats. Anyway, if you're so inclined, hop on in the shop there and treat yourself to a hat. Look forward to seeing you. That being said, this is Bobo. Great to see everybody this morning. Base gear. Stop.